Hello my gorgeous makeup loving friends, how's it going? Welcome back, or if you're new here, hi, my name is Teresa. SHEGLAM have those horoscope palettes. I got two before. This is another two that I also got at the same time because I'm not bananas and I didn't go off and buy more yet. Who knows? Anyways, I have the SHEGLAM Calm Capricorn, which looks like this. Kind of a dark green bluey toned palette, and I also got the Virtuous Virgo, so that looks like this. That is a more yellow toned green palette. So I'm doing my usual swatches tutorial of this look, and then I will be giving a review of what I think of the palette. So if that sounds like something you are interested in, then do please keep on watching. So I'll start off first with the Calm Capricorn, and it looks like this. So let's give it a go. We have Motivated, can't relate, Creature of Comfort. Well, this seems like it's describing me more than anything else. Goal Getter. Oh, this is where it's all starting to fall apart. Respect. Didn't realise it was a spelling lesson. Or like a little homage to Aretha Franklin. I don't know, it's one of those days. Anyways, whatever. We then have Worldly. That's quite a nice tealy, foresty green. Then Morals. Determined. And Saturn. I think wasn't Saturn in another one of them. There you go. And then I have the Virtuous Virgo. And it looks like this. And I'm excited. Oh, that is a crumbly, flaky thing. That's nice. Okay, so we have High Standards. Then Patient. Faithful. And Modest. I think these two palettes will go together quite nicely because, you know, they kind of complement each other very well, I think. Then we have Artistic. There you go. Reliable. Witty. And Humble. Yeah, so I'll do something with the two of those. I think they correspond quite well together. So that's the next part of the video. I know, we're all super surprised that I got the green palette. It is what it is. Also, I went to the doctor today and this is a medical issue. So, hooray, 2021 keeps on giving. Anyways, I'm starting off first with the Virtuous Virgo palette and I'm going into the shade Patient. And I am using this Jessup 223. It is the Petite Blender and it should do nicely. So I'm just kind of mapping that out. Now this is actually pretty pigmented. Look at that, that's not bad. Like, I mean, it's not, is it the most amazing pigment of a green? Absolutely not. But for the price, you won't get too meh about it. So I'm just kind of sketching vaguely where I want to put this on. And can I just say, well done me for not doing a cut crease. Oh my God. The gods have answered. It's a whole thing. Yeah. Now, it doesn't come on immediately as pigment. So what you have to do is kind of build it, pack it, and like make it lots of promises. You're like, I promise that I'll be nice to you and I'll turn up to your birthday. You know, all that sort of thing. But you can see actually the pigment is pretty decent. I went to the doctor today. Like I said, I had this thing checked out. It's something like cheilitis, or I don't know, I probably got the name wrong. Anyways, I have a thing for it now. I have cream, so it's fine. Everything will be fine. It's basically like I'm just wearing masks all the time, so it's kind of screwed with my skin. Who'd have thought that that isn't good long term, you know? But I went, I got my bloods done, you know, a full check, and I got my booster. So I've been topped up on the autisms, thank you very much. Very helpful. So I'm delighted with myself, you know? I can only imagine. I'm super happy. Anyways, I am using this Jessup 223. It's a different one now. And I'm going into Goal Getter. which is in the Calm Capricorn one. Now, there's a lot of fallout and kick up from these, so, you know, just keep that in mind. Like, if that's something that bugs you, you are gonna hate these palettes. I personally don't give a shit. Whoops, I swore. There we go. Happy Christmas to you all and all that sort of nonsense. But yeah, it doesn't really bother me if there's a bit of fallout. I'm like, look, my entire life has fallout. If I'm gonna start getting annoyed about eyeshadow having fallout, then that'll make me a massive hypocrite. So again, it's okay pigment. Is it the best? No, but it's actually not bad when you consider the price. So I do, like, when I'm like rating these things, I do also consider the price of, like, is it worth it? So that is important to keep in mind. It's a nice little alternative for somebody who, like, just, you know, for whatever reason they just can't afford to get the bigger brands. You know, fair enough. Now, I am using, is it this one? Well, I'm using it now. I'm using the Spectrum B11, and what I'm doing is just going between the two shades. So I'm going to Patient in the Virtuous Virgo, and I'm going into Goal Getter in the Calm Capricorn, which is that one again. So I'm taking the two together because this doesn't blend beautifully, okay? Let's be 100% honest. It really doesn't. You end up with quite harsh lines. So the best way to do that is just to take a little bit of each shadow and they kind of just hang out together. Then it makes it a little bit easier. Yeah, it doesn't blend the absolute best, which, you know, fair enough. The Lord giveth, the Lord taketh away. It's a visually very appealing palette. Like, I like or palettes, because there's two of them. Like, they are laid out in a very nice, pleasing way. So I'm not getting annoyed at them over that, you know. Just bringing it down here, because, you know, why not? I can do what I want within reason. Yeah, that is not bad. Actually blended out a lot better there than I remember. There we go. Okay, I now have this Sigma E30 and I'm going into the shade Reliable, which is in the Virtuous Virgo one. And this is quite like a poopy brown green thing. It's quite nice. I like it. It's my kind of thing. Like, I'm here for it. I think these two like actually complement each other quite well. Like, I'm not annoyed at that. Now, this is very kick-uppy, very powdery, you know. It is trying to return into the atmosphere, so keep that in mind. It doesn't want to stay with you, you know. I was going to do the other eye there. What is wrong with me? I mean, don't answer that. I can only deal with so much, you know. And now I am just taking the Spectrum B11 again and I'm going between the shades Reliable in the Virtuous Virgo and Goal Getter in the Calm Capricorn. So just smacking the two of them together again to blend them in an attempt to blend. There we go. That'll work nicely, lads. But you can, I don't know if you can see, but like there is just powder flying like everywhere. It's just like trying to find its way back into the atmosphere, which, you know, fair enough. You can see it's not bad. Like, it's not the best. Like, it definitely, like, you'll find better out there. So the next thing I did then was I took the Morphe M506 and I went into the Calm Capricorn and I just took Respect, Worldly and Determined all on the one brush and just attempted to mix, because this is what I like to do. I like to see how like how the shades all kind of mix with each other. Like, will that work out? Now, I think this is where you see it kind of falls down a little bit. The pigment in the darker shades is not fantastic and it comes up a little bit patchy. So I think that's kind of where I don't want to say they're going wrong, but they need a little bit more time formulating this, I think, because it's not as good as it could be. Like you have to kind of build it up a bit, which is fine, you know, but like look at that. My lord, it's not great. But again, like what, it's €4.50, so we're not gonna be like, dear SHEGLAM, how very dare you make an affordable palette that has had a bit of fallout and has minorly inconvenienced me. Rah rah rah. I mean, to be fair, I'm at that point in my life where I probably will start just sending frivolous complaints, you know? And I am just going to take this Morphe M506 and I want to go into the Virtuous Virgo again, and I'm going into Patient because I want to get a bit more of that brightness back right on the edge and just fling it around because, you know, why not? Why not, lads? Yeah, it's pretty decent. I'm now just taking this little Lowest Cosmetics brush and I'm going back into those 3 shades again in the Calm Capricorn. So it's the Worldly, Determined and RESPECT. So those 3. Just kind of pack it on, particularly in the inner corner, because I am attempting to do a sort of a halo. Maybe I could see your halo. No, not Teresa. No singing today. We're not allowed. But yeah, you can see the pigment there. It's not great. Like it does take a little bit of packing, which, I don't know about you, I don't love. I'm taking the Morphe M506 again, and I'm just going to swish it back and forth. Just in an attempt to kind of disperse that. Now, again, you can see I need to pack a bit more of that on. Like it's not very pigmented. I'm again taking the Lowest Cosmetics brush and just going to pat that there. But it does kind of want to glide off. Like once you start, you have to pack it on. You can't just like glide it. And even then, it just wants to run away, which I don't love, you know. Don't need like my eyeshadows giving me abandonment issues. It's alright, because like look, I'm covering up a big chunk of that, but I do think that's a little bit where it's falling down. And yes, I know this looks terrible when compared to this. Not that this is amazing, but still. I know. Anyways, I am going to clean this up and then I'm going to like put a little bit of concealer and a primer down and we'll continue with the like halo bit. We're near the end and I'm not talking about like our lives, I'm talking about like the eyeshadow look. It's fine. I'm taking this away at 238 and I'm going into the Virtuous Virgo and I am going into Faithful, which is this lovely kind of green shimmer. This is pretty darn good. Look at the pigment on that. That packs quite the punch. I'm very happy with that. Very, very happy indeed. So you can see that that packs on without any major effort, which I love. That makes my life a little bit easier. Sorry, keep putting like my mirror up ridiculously close to my eye. And do you know what? I'm not changing anything about that because it's the only way I can see. Holler at me if you also have horrific eyesight. There's a few of us out there scrambling around in the night time when we go to the toilet because we don't want to put on our glasses. So we just shuffle about. No? Just me? Just me? Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I am taking the same brush again. And I'm going into High Standards, which has a little bit of like kind of sequins in it, which, there we go. But look at that. Paired with that, it is something a bit special, you know? I like the look of it. Pretty impressive. Now, I am taking this Morphe M562 and I'm just kind of going to go between these shades here just to kind of soften it a bit, you know? You know what I'm saying. Are you soothed by my voice? Who knows? Who knows? I actually think I took that out a little bit too far, and I'm just going to pop that there in an attempt to chill it out a little bit. There we go. The pigment on that actually wasn't bad that time. Interesting. Maybe it's a shy performer. Who knows? Who knows? I finally finished watching Dopesick. Oh my god, it was so good. I wonder, are they doing another season? Absolutely. Like, I can't say like I enjoyed watching it because like the topic, but I thought it was really well done. So would watch again and would recommend. Okay. Now what I am doing is I'm just taking this Sigma sort of silicone brush thing and I'm going back into the Virtuous Virgo and I'm going into the High Standards shade because this helps you pack on a bit more. There we go. Look at you. And all beautiful. I'm saying that to the shadow, not to myself. In case you think that I'm like getting all full of myself. I'm not. I'm still Teresa from the block. Used to have a little, now I have even less. I'm taking this away the mini fan and I'm going into the shade Modest, which seems about right. And all I'm doing is just going along here. Look at that. I have to say the shimmers in this are pretty darn decent. Are they the best that I've ever had? No. No, that's okay. In case you're wondering about the gold that I used on the other lid, that is OPV, No Limits. It's the whole thing. And I'm using this Morphe Jaclyn Hill, it's the JH39, and I'm going into the Calm Capricorn and I'm going into RESPECT. Find out what it means to me. It's the dictionary definition actually. You can't go around and say that a word means something different to you than the general vernacular. That's just not how that works, love, you know? There we go. That works quite nicely. And yeah, I'm just going to take this B11, so the Spectrum, and I'm going to just bring a little bit, I think, of Patient, which is that one there. Just a little bit of it, and just bring it down here, just to kind of mesh it a bit more. But other than that, that is it. I'm going to back off now and do the rest of my face. And I will come back and tell you what I think. Or will I? Always leave them in suspense. Okay, so the rest of the face is on, so let's zoom you in so you can see the rest of the eyes. I mean, it's a pretty simple green kind of halo eye. Yeah. I do love a bit of glitter. Darn OPV in their liners. I do need to gather them all like Pokemon. So let's talk about each of the palettes. I'm going to start off first with the Calm Capricorn. I used 4 of the shades out of that. Now it's very kick-uppy, like you can probably see here, like there's just powder everywhere, and I'm not very rough with my palettes, so I don't love that. I found that the darker shades, I tried about 4 shades. The darker shades are not great. The pigment isn't entirely there. They're a little bit patchy. You do have to build them up. The color story is definitely like interesting. Like it's not bad, but I think just the quality isn't 100% there. There's some shades that are better than others. It isn't entirely consistent. I would actually give this a 5 out of 10. Like it's not bad, it's not awful, but it's also not great. But it's okay for the money. You know, if you like it, you can make it work. It's okay. So now let's talk about the Virtuous Virgo. It looks like this. I ended up using about 4 or 5 shades out of this. I think this is fabulous. I think the only thing that I would say is I wish there was another 2 shades down here of like very, very deep. Like really, really deep. That was part of why I brought in the Calm Capricorn, just to kind of give it that extra bit of depth. That being said though, I think this is really, really good. The shades perform really, really, really well. The pigmentation is definitely there. I would give this a 9 out of 10. Really like this. If you are looking for a green palette that is affordable, this is it. Like, get this. It's absolutely spectacular. But that's it. That's the whole kit and caboodle. Do please like, comment and subscribe. Turn on that notification bell so you can see more videos. Do please share, because sharing is caring, unless of course it's an STD, in which case, you know, wrap it up. Don't be gross. But that's it. That's the end of the video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.